Maybe the possibility that there were a couple of penalties that might have gone their way on a different day. We see so many of these, don't we, in these crowded penalty boxes right now. But first of all, you've got this Declan Rice. Did you think this was a penalty, Patrick?
Not at all. I think you can't start to give penalty in this kind of situation. I think Chelsea were quite unlucky because Raya make an unbelievable save. But for me, this is not penalty at all.
All right, that's that one dealt with. There was another one. This is when Raya comes for it and does make contact with the ball, but that's not all, it seems, Daniel. What do you make of it? If you were the striker in this situation, what would you be thinking?
I've just been punched in the face. That's what I'd be thinking. But at the same time, he's had a connection with the ball first. The follow through. It looks like
it's a suggestion that Saliba's actually dragging him into that position as well.
Yeah.
I think the discussion will be more Saliba on Joao Pedro. I think the way he's putting his hands around and stop him jumping, you may have a conversation in that penalty or not penalty, but Raya...
We talked, I know, a lot post-match about discipline. We can guess what's happening. You can have an idea. What are the players saying to you about it?
It needs to improve. It needs to improve.
And who's going to take that responsibility? Does that almost have to come from them when you go back and look at some of them?
Yeah, my job is to create a work culture, to create a culture of accountability, where if you make a mistake, it's okay, you hold your hands up and you make sure it doesn't happen again. But you have to hold your hands up to the original mistake. If I make the wrong team selection or I get something wrong, my job is to be accountable, and it's the same for my players in that moment.
So in that moment, who has to have a word with him? Who has to say, why are you doing that?
Yeah, you need teammates to help you, but it comes down to yourself as well. Look, Pedro's apologised to the group. We miss him for Wednesday. I just need to see an improvement in the behaviour now. Yeah. And it's not just Pedro. We've had bookings, people speaking about dissent. We've had needless bookings in terms of fouls. If we are to improve and get to where we want to be, we have to make a conscious step now to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The players that have got yellow cards from dissent, and since August 2023, Enzo Fernandez has got 12 yellows. He's your vice captain. Okay, so if your vice captain is getting booked for dissent all the time, what message does that send out to the rest of the side? And do you have to maybe think about him as a vice captain within
Never.
this?
Enzo's a top leader, not even entered my mind.
Can your top leaders keep getting booked, though, and putting you in positions like this?
There's something that needs to improve. And yes, we're a young team. It's not an excuse. We have an outstanding team. They're young. We are one of the youngest in the league, one of the youngest in Europe. The beautiful thing about having a young team is sometimes you need to go through experiences to improve. This is a massive learning experience for my group. I do not want it to be a learning experience where we fail in what we want to achieve, but these setbacks that we are having, we have to learn from it, because if we do learn from them, we've proven, even in my short time here, that we can be an elite team for a long time. In the ascendancy in all 3 games, and we just, honestly, we're together, because what I never do, if we win or lose a game, is start pointing the finger at players, but it is clear what we need to improve. It's not our football, it's not our attacking play. Our goalkeeper makes some incredible saves today. We need to make sure...
The delivery is so good, it looks so hard to stop. What more could you have done?
The first goals are very good, top. Give Arsenal, they're fantastic, probably the best team in the world at set plays. If you don't think we have not worked on set plays all week or spoke about them, and you'd be crazy not to. The second one is the one that's disappointing. We just have to deal with that moment better. We have to be stronger. We have to have a better mentality. We give a free kick away before that, and then we give a corner away when we're in control of the game from a sloppy moment. But you can see, I don't want to keep coming out here saying all of the good that we do, because there is a lot of good that we do. We're here to win games of football, and we need to solve that before we go to Aston Villa.
And I know it's really difficult for managers to stand here, and you're not going to want to single out individuals, but when you're talking about we need to deal with that second corner better, do you mean the goalkeeper?
I think it's a culmination, the marking, the zone players, the positioning, the goalkeepers involved. I'm not singling out. I don't single out players, and what I do is address it in the dressing room. I address it in the training ground, and I think it's clear to everybody who watches us play where we need to improve. on top of what is a lot of good things in the game.
When a team repeatedly makes the same mistake, and obviously, of course, like you say, you're working on it. Reece James has just been in. The players have talked about all the red cards. What's happening there? It's a mental thing, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult thing to put your finger on. We get paid to try to win games of football. If you think we haven't tried to address that, it's crazy. We're trying to address it. And I think sometimes you have to learn from consequence, the pain. I felt the consequence of the pain of dropping 2 points against Burnley or Leeds when we're 2-0 up, and would have switched us on today against a very good set play team, and it hasn't. And that's been the most frustrating thing about this afternoon, because we come off the pitch with no points. I don't want to stand here and talk about all of the good things tactically, technically that we did in the game, of which there was a lot, because we haven't got any points from the game.
Is that what you say to the players as well? I'm sick of telling you that you played well when you've not got any points.
100%, 100%. It's a really frustrating one today. Because I felt the setup tactically was very good. I felt we got into the areas that we wanted to get into. I felt Arsenal didn't cause any problems other than set plays today. They're great at them. And we didn't stand up in the moment we needed to, and that's why we've come away with a defeat.
I know you said you didn't want to talk too much about the tactical aspect, the things you did well, but can you just go into something for us? Cole Palmer off the left and then drifting in, it seemed to create a lot of space for him, and throughout the match they found it really hard to play through you. Tell us how you did that.
I don't really want to. I don't want to give away what we do or why we do it. We just felt that we wanted to be compact in our shape, and Cole Palmer's a magnificent footballer. We want to give him freedom to...
There's obviously lots of possession, but like you said, we're struggling to really create chances.
Well, I wouldn't say tough words, because I think we put a lot of effort in. We played the way we wanted to. Just wanted, of course, to score more goals, and we did have shots on goal, but if we had, I think, 14 shots on goal, only 3 on target. So we need to do that better. And what I said, from where we had the cross and the kind of cross, we needed to change a bit, which helped also that we swapped our wingers from one side to the other. We came inside a little bit more. That made it a bit easier for the team. And what you could see, at every moment we lost the ball, we were so on it, and that shows the mentality of the team. So, we were disappointed we didn't score, but you don't need tough words then, because everyone's giving their best and doing what we wanted to do.